Hey folks, Steve Urban here. Had somebody recently ask me, younger person than me, I'm 55 years old. So I think this person would fall in the millennial group, but I'm not sure. I won't say who it is for this particular episode, but somebody recently said, Steve, if you could give me just one piece of advice on how to be successful. And let's just say this applies to a job, so your career and or your business if you're an entrepreneur. They said, I just want one. If you could only give me one piece of advice. And they mentioned the Riderflex podcast and how we had like 1,000 tips on there. And, they were hoping to listen to the Riderflex podcast, but they wanted my number one tip really quick. I was talking to them in person over some beers. Here's what I said. Hustle. Work your freaking ass off. That's my number one tip. If I could only give one, that would be it. Here's why. Okay. Besides the common sense, no brainer reason of, usually good work ethic produces great results. Besides that, in today's world, especially today, I think there's a lot of laziness / entitlement, whatever. I don't know. I'm not using the right words, but a lot of people are expecting a lot of things for putting out very little, and that's just not how the world works. I think there's a lot of people like that. It feels like there is. And if you are willing to just grind and just work your ass off, if you're willing to do that, you're going to be so much further than the majority of the people walking around on the planet right now. There's a lot of lazy people. And there's a lot of people that are also not lazy, but content, very content, right? Like they're like, well, I just want my little life and, and they want to, work their little 9 to 5 and be in their bowling league and then go home and watch their TV shows. And by the way, that's great if that makes you happy. If you're listening to this podcast and that makes you happy, okay, cool. Go for it. Do that. For those of you that want to excel way above average, all you got to do is put in a little extra effort, because you will always have the Joeys of the world that just want to work 9 to 5 and be in the bowling league and do nothing else. And they don't want to put in any extra. And if you do kick ass and put a little extra effort in, you're going to pass Joey. Most of the time, maybe not every time. There's always extenuating circumstances, but just work your ass off, man. Just grind. Just get after it. I'm 55 years old. I started Riderflex when I was 49 years old with my partner, Scott. And I will tell you, we worked our ass off and still do. Still to this day, I own a company. I'm still up at 4:30 a.m. Okay. I'm looking at emails and checking my phone at 5 a.m. Okay. And still work full days and still put in 60-hour weeks, not every time, but a lot, because I want to be successful and I want to beat the averages, and I want recruiting from Riderflex to be better than most other firms. And that's not going to happen if I'm laying around on the couch eating popcorn and watching TV and complaining. So anyway, that's my number one tip. Just hustle, work hard, and you will surpass a lot of people out there that are just sitting around complaining, being negative, blaming everybody else. You're going to pass all those people if you'll just grind. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day.